In the distant future, the galaxy is on the brink of chaos. The once peaceful United Planetary Federation, UPF, is crumbling under the weight of internal strife and external threats. Corruption has seeped into the highest echelons of power, and the once united planets are now fragmented, each vying for control over dwindling resources. Amidst the turmoil, a mysterious and powerful faction known as the Omega Lords emerges. They are a group of elite warriors, each with unique abilities and a shared goal: to bring order to the galaxy through any means necessary. The Omega Lords base is a hidden sanctuary, a massive space station orbiting a distant, uninhabited planet. The station, known as Elysium, is a marvel of advanced technology, cloaked in stealth fields and protected by powerful defenses. It is here that the Omega Lords receive a distress signal that will change the course of their mission and perhaps the fate of the galaxy. The signal originates from a remote planet on the edge of known space, a world called Asteria. Once a thriving agricultural planet, Asteria is now under siege by a rogue warlord named Corax. Corax, a former UPF general turned warlord, has amassed a formidable army and has set his sights on Asteria's valuable resources. The planet's inhabitants, unable to defend themselves against Corax's superior forces, have sent out a desperate plea for help. The Omega Lords gather in their command center, a sleek, high-tech room filled with holographic displays and advanced communication equipment. At the head of the table sits Alara, the leader of the Omega Lords. Alara is a seasoned warrior with a sharp mind and an unwavering sense of justice. Her eyes, a piercing shade of blue, reflect the gravity of the situation. "We have received a distress signal from Asteria." Alara begins, her voice calm but firm. "The planet is under attack by Corax and his forces. The inhabitants are in desperate need of help." Around the table, the other Omega Lords exchange glances. Kale, the group's strategist, is the first to speak. "Asteria is on the edge of known space. It's a long journey, and we risk exposing ourselves to the greater galaxy. Are we sure this is worth the risk?" Alara nods. "Corax is a dangerous warlord. If we don't stop him now, he will only grow stronger and more ambitious. We cannot allow him to continue his reign of terror." Leora, the master hacker, chimes in. "I've run a quick analysis of the situation. Corax's forces are strong, but not invincible. With our combined abilities, we stand a good chance of success." Riker, the former soldier with a mysterious past, remains silent for a moment before speaking. "I've seen what Corax is capable of. He's ruthless and cunning, but we have something he doesn't: unity. We fight for a greater cause, not for personal gain." Alara looks around the table, meeting each of their eyes. "We have a choice to make. Do we stand by while innocent lives are destroyed, or do we take a stand and show the galaxy that there is still hope?" The room falls silent as the Omega Lords consider their options. The weight of their decision hangs heavy in the air. Finally, Zora, the group's medic and empath, breaks the silence. "We can't turn our backs on them. We are the Omega Lords. We are their last hope." Alara nods, her expression resolute. "Then it's settled. We will go to Asteria and put an end to Corax's tyranny. Prepare for departure. We leave at dawn." As the Omega Lords disperse to make their preparations, Alara remains at the table, her mind racing with thoughts of the mission ahead. She knows that this will not be an easy journey, but she also knows that they have no choice. The fate of Asteria, and perhaps the entire galaxy, rests in their hands. The next morning, the Omega Lords board their advanced starship, the Aegis. The ship is a marvel of engineering, equipped with the latest technology and capable of traversing vast distances in record time. As they take their seats in the cockpit, Alara addresses her team one last time. "We face a difficult mission ahead, but I have faith in each and every one of you. Remember why we fight. Remember who we are. We are the Omega Lords, and we will not stand idly by while the galaxy burns." With a final nod, Alara activates the ship's engines, and the Aegis lifts off from Elysium, disappearing into the vast expanse of space. The journey to Asteria has begun, and the Omega Lords are ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. As they travel through the stars, the Omega Lords reflect on their mission and the challenges they will face. They know that the road ahead will be fraught with danger, but they also know that they are not alone. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will stop at nothing to bring peace to the galaxy. The journey to Asteria is long and perilous, but the Omega Lords are determined to succeed. They are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos, and they will not fail. The Omega Lord's starship, the Aegis, glides through the vast expanse of space, its advanced propulsion system propelling it towards the distant planet of Asteria. Inside the ship, the crew is abuzz with activity as they prepare for the mission ahead. The journey to Asteria is long, and the Omega Lords know that they will need all the help they can get to succeed. Alara, the leader of the Omega Lords, stands at the helm of the Aegis, her eyes fixed on the star map displayed before her. She knows that their mission is far from simple, and that they will need more than just their own skills to defeat Corax. As she contemplates their strategy, she decides to call a meeting with her team. "Attention, Omega Lords." Alara's voice echoes through the ship's intercom. "Gather in the briefing room. We have much to discuss." The Omega Lords assemble in the ship's central briefing room, a spacious chamber filled with holographic displays and advanced communication equipment. Alara stands at the head of the table, her expression serious. "We have a mission ahead of us, and it will not be easy," Alara begins. "Corax is a formidable opponent, and we will need all the help we can get. We must recruit new members to our cause." Kale, the strategist, leans forward, his eyes narrowing in thought. "I agree. We need a diverse team with a range of skills. We should look for individuals who have a personal stake in stopping Corax." Leora, the master hacker, nods in agreement. "I can start by scanning the networks for potential recruits. There must be others out there who share our goal of bringing peace to the galaxy." Riker, the former soldier, speaks up. "I know a few people who might be willing to join us. They have skills that could be invaluable in our mission." Alara nods, her mind already racing with possibilities. "Very well. Leora, begin your search. Riker, reach out to your contacts. We need to move quickly." As the Omega Lords disperse to carry out their tasks, Alara turns to Zara, the group's medic and empath. "Zara, I need you to prepare for any medical emergencies. We don't know what we'll face on Asteria." Zara nods, her expression calm and reassuring. "I'll be ready. We'll need to be prepared for anything." Over the next few days, the Omega Lords work tirelessly to recruit new members to their cause. Leora's hacking skills allow her to tap into various communication networks, identifying potential recruits from across the galaxy. Riker's contacts prove invaluable as he reaches out to former comrades and allies who share their desire to stop Corax. One of the first recruits to join the Omega Lords is Jackson, a brilliant strategist with a keen mind for tactics. Jackson was once a high-ranking officer in the UPF, but he grew disillusioned with the corruption that plagued the organization. When he receives the Omega Lord's call, he knows that he has found a cause worth fighting for. Another recruit is Mara, a master hacker with a reputation for being one of the best in the galaxy. Mara has a personal vendetta against Corax, as her home planet was ravaged by his forces. When she learns of the Omega Lord's mission, she eagerly joins their ranks, determined to bring Corax to justice. Soren, a former soldier with a mysterious past, also joins the Omega Lords. Soren's combat skills and tactical knowledge make him a valuable addition to the team. He is driven by a desire to protect the innocent and restore peace to the galaxy. As the new recruits arrive on the Aegis, they are greeted with a sense of camaraderie and purpose. The Omega Lords take the time to introduce themselves and explain their mission, fostering a sense of unity and trust among the group. Alara addresses the new recruits, her voice filled with determination. Welcome to the Omega Lords. We are a group of elite warriors, each with unique abilities and a shared goal: to bring order to the galaxy. Our mission is to stop Korax and his forces from wreaking havoc on the planet of Asteria. It will not be easy, but together, we can succeed. The new recruits nod, their expressions resolute. They know that the journey ahead will be fraught with danger, but they are ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. As the Omega Lords continue their preparations, they begin to form a bond that goes beyond mere comradeship. They become a family, united by their shared mission and their desire to make a difference in the galaxy. They train together, share stories of their pasts, and support each other through the challenges that lie ahead. The journey to Asteria continues, and the Omega Lords grow stronger with each passing day. They know that they face a formidable enemy, but they also know that they are not alone. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will stop at nothing to bring peace to the galaxy. As the Aegis approaches the Asteria system, the Omega Lords gather once more in the briefing room. Alara stands at the head of the table, her expression serious but determined. "We are almost there," she says. "Korax and his forces are waiting for us on Asteria. We must be ready for anything. Remember why we fight. Remember who we are. We are the Omega Lords, and we will not fail." The room falls silent as the Omega Lords prepare for the battle ahead. They know that the journey to Asteria is just the beginning. The real challenge lies ahead, and they must be ready to face it. Together, they are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos. The Aegis glides gracefully through the starry expanse, its advanced propulsion system propelling it towards the distant planet of Asteria. Inside the ship, the Omega Lords and their new recruits are busy preparing for the mission ahead. The journey is long and fraught with danger, but the team is determined to succeed. As the days pass, the Omega Lords take the time to get to know their new members. Jackson, the brilliant strategist, quickly becomes an invaluable asset, working closely with Kale to devise detailed plans for their assault on Korax's forces. Mara, the master hacker, spends her time in the ship's cybernetics lab, hacking into various communication networks to gather intelligence on their enemy. Soren, the former soldier, trains with the team, sharing his combat skills and tactical knowledge. One evening, as the Omega Lords gather in the ship's common area, Alara calls for a moment of reflection. "We had a long journey ahead of us," she begins, her voice calm but filled with a sense of urgency. "We need to be prepared for anything. But more than that, we need to understand why we fight." The room falls silent as the team contemplates her words. Riker, the former soldier with a mysterious past, speaks up. "We fight because we have no choice. The galaxy is in chaos, and someone has to step up and make a difference." Zara, the group's medic and empath, nods in agreement. "We fight because we believe in a better future. One where people can live without fear and where justice prevails." Alara smiles, her eyes reflecting the determination of her team. "That's exactly it. We fight for a better future, for the people of Asteria and for the entire galaxy." As the journey continues, the Omega Lords face numerous challenges. They encounter space pirates who attempt to hijack their ship, but the team's combined skills allow them to outmaneuver and defeat the pirates. They navigate through treacherous asteroid fields and avoid black holes, each obstacle testing their resolve and teamwork. One particularly harrowing encounter occurs when the Aegis passes through a region of space known as the Nebula of Shadows. The nebula is filled with dense clouds of gas and dust, making navigation nearly impossible. The ship's sensors are rendered almost useless, and the team must rely on their instincts and each other to guide them through. Alara stands at the helm, her hands gripping the controls tightly. "Stay sharp, everyone," she says, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. "We need to get through this nebula quickly and safely." Jackson, the strategist, works closely with Kale to plot a course through the nebula. "We need to stay close to the edge," Jackson says, his eyes fixed on the holographic display. The gas clouds are less dense there, and we'll have a better chance of avoiding detection. Mara, the hacker, monitors the ship's systems, ensuring that everything is functioning properly. I'm picking up some strange energy readings, she says, her brow furrowed in concentration. There might be something out there. Soren, the former soldier, takes up a defensive position near the ship's weapons controls. If there's trouble, we'll be ready, he says, his voice calm and confident. As the Aegis navigates through the nebula of shadows, the team remains on high alert. Suddenly, the ship's sensors pick up a faint signal. We've got company, Mara says, her eyes widening. There's a ship following us. Alara's eyes narrow as she scans the data. It's not a pirate ship. It's an ancient alien artifact. I've never seen anything like it. The team watches in awe as the artifact comes into view. It is a massive, intricately designed ship, its surface covered in strange symbols and glowing runes. The artifact emits a powerful energy field, causing the Aegis to shudder. We need to get out of here, Alara says, her voice urgent. This artifact is too dangerous. As the Aegis maneuvers away from the artifact, the team can't help but wonder about its origins and purpose. The encounter leaves them with more questions than answers, but they know that they must stay focused on their mission. After several tense days, the Aegis finally emerges from the nebula of shadows. The team breathes a collective sigh of relief as they navigate through clearer space. They know that the journey to Asteria is far from over, but they have faced numerous challenges and emerged stronger. As they continue their journey, the Omega Lords reflect on their mission and the challenges they have faced. They know that the road ahead will be fraught with danger, but they also know that they are not alone. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will stop at nothing to bring peace to the galaxy. The journey to Asteria continues, and the Omega Lords grow stronger with each passing day. They train together, share stories of their pasts, and support each other through the challenges that lie ahead. The bond between them grows stronger, and they become a family, united by their shared mission and their desire to make a difference in the galaxy. As the Aegis approaches the Asteria system, the Omega Lords gather once more in the briefing room. Alara stands at the head of the table, her expression serious but determined. We are almost there, she says. Corax and his forces are waiting for us on Asteria. We must be ready for anything. Remember why we fight. Remember who we are. We are the Omega Lords, and we will not fail. The room falls silent as the Omega Lords prepare for the battle ahead. They know that the journey to Asteria is just the beginning. The real challenge lies ahead, and they must be ready to face it. Together, they are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos. The Aegis finally reaches the Asteria system, and the Omega Lords prepare for the mission ahead. The planet of Asteria is a lush green world with sprawling forests and crystal-clear lakes. However, the beauty of the planet is marred by the scars of war. Smoke rises from burning villages, and the skies are filled with the roar of warships. As the Aegis descends into the planet's atmosphere, the Omega Lords gather in the ship's briefing room for a final strategy session. Alara stands at the head of the table, her eyes scanning the holographic map of Asteria displayed before her. We have identified the main base of Corax's forces, Alara says, pointing to a heavily fortified compound on the outskirts of the planet's largest city. Our mission is to infiltrate the base, disable its defenses, and rescue the prisoners held there. Jackson, Kale, and Soren will lead the assault. Mara, Leora, and Riker will provide support from the Aegis. Zara, you will stay with the ship and be ready to provide medical assistance if needed. The team nods in agreement, each member knowing their role and the importance of their mission. The tension in the room is palpable, but the Omega Lords are determined to succeed. As the Aegis lands in a secluded forest clearing, the team prepares for the assault. They don their advanced combat suits, each equipped with unique abilities and weapons. Alara straps on her energy sword, a weapon capable of slicing through almost any material. Jackson checks the settings on his tactical helmet, which provides real-time data and enhanced vision. Mara and Leora prepare their hacking equipment, ready to disable the base's security systems from a distance. With a final nod from Alara, the team splits into two groups. Jackson, Kale, and Soren move towards the base, while Mara, Leora, and Riker remain on the Aegis to provide support. The assault begins as the Omega Lords approach the heavily fortified base. The compound is surrounded by high walls and guarded by heavily armed soldiers. Jackson and his team move stealthily, using the cover of the surrounding forest to avoid detection. As they approach the base, Soren signals for the team to stop. "We need to disable the perimeter defenses," he says, his eyes scanning the area. "I'll take point." Soren moves forward, his combat suit blending seamlessly with the environment. He reaches the base of the wall and activates a small device attached to his wrist. The device emits a high-frequency pulse, disabling the base's security systems. The wall's defenses drop, and the team moves quickly to breach the perimeter. Inside the base, the Omega Lords face fierce resistance. Corax's soldiers are well-trained and heavily armed, but the Omega Lords' combined skills give them the edge. Jackson's tactical mind allows him to anticipate the enemy's movements, while Cal's combat skills and Soren's experience make them formidable opponents. As they fight their way through the base, the Omega Lords encounter a series of traps and obstacles designed to slow their progress. However, their determination and teamwork allow them to overcome each challenge. They disable the base's main power generator, causing the lights to flicker and the alarms to sound. In the heart of the base, the Omega Lords find a large, heavily guarded chamber. Inside, they discover the prisoners held captive by Corax's forces. The prisoners are a mix of Asteria's inhabitants, each with a look of hope and fear in their eyes. "We're here to get you out," Alara says, her voice steady and reassuring. "Stay close and follow our lead." As the Omega Lords lead the prisoners through the base, they face their final challenge, a showdown with Corax himself. The warlord stands at the entrance to the main chamber, his eyes cold and calculating. He is a formidable opponent, armed with advanced weaponry and a ruthless determination. "You think you can stop me?" Corax sneers, his voice filled with contempt. "I have built an empire from the ashes of this planet. You are nothing but a nuisance." Alara steps forward, her energy sword glowing brightly. "We are the Omega Lords, and we will not stand idly by while you destroy innocent lives. This ends now." The battle that follows is intense and brutal. Corax's advanced weaponry proves to be a formidable challenge, but the Omega Lords' combined skills and determination give them the edge. Jackson's tactical mind allows him to anticipate Corax's moves, while Kale and Soren's combat skills make them a force to be reckoned with. As the battle reaches its climax, Alara faces off against Corax in a final showdown. The warlord's advanced armor and weaponry make him a formidable opponent, but Alara's energy sword and combat skills allow her to hold her own. The two engage in a fierce duel, their movements a blur of motion and energy. In the end, it is Alara's determination and resolve that give her the upper hand. She manages to disarm Corax and disable his armor, leaving him vulnerable. With a final strike, she ends the warlord's reign of terror. As the Omega Lords emerge victorious, they lead the prisoners to safety, their mission complete. The base's defenses are disabled, and the prisoners are free. The people of Asteria begin to rebuild, their hope renewed by the Omega Lord's intervention. Back on the Aegis, the team reflects on their mission. They know that the journey ahead will be fraught with danger, but they also know that they have made a difference. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will stop at nothing to bring peace to the galaxy. As the Aegis lifts off from Asteria, the Omega Lords prepare for the next phase of their mission. They know that Corax was just one of many threats facing the galaxy, but they also know that they have taken a crucial step towards restoring peace and order. "We did it," Allura says, her voice filled with pride. "We made a difference. But our mission is far from over. There are still many who need our help." The Omega Lords nod in agreement, their determination unwavering. They are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos, and they will not fail. Together, they set a new course, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The Aegis ascends from the surface of Asteria, leaving behind a world beginning to heal from the scars of war. The Omega Lords, though exhausted, feel a sense of accomplishment. Their mission to rescue the prisoners and dismantle Corax's base was a success, but they know that their journey is far from over. As the starship glides through the serene expanse of space, the team gathers in the briefing room for a debriefing. Allura stands at the head of the table, her eyes scanning the faces of her comrades. "We did well on Asteria," she begins, her voice carrying a mix of pride and caution. "But our victory came at a cost. We lost good people, and we uncovered information that changes everything." Kale, the strategist, leans forward, his expression serious. "While we were on Asteria, Mara, and I intercepted a transmission. It wasn't from Corax. It was from someone far more dangerous." Mara, the master hacker, steps forward, her fingers dancing over a holographic display. "We traced the signal to a hidden base on the edge of the galaxy. It belongs to the Eclipse Syndicate." The room falls silent as the gravity of the revelation sinks in. The Eclipse Syndicate is a shadowy organization known for its ruthless tactics and insidious influence. They operate in the shadows, manipulating events from behind the scenes. Riker, the former soldier, breaks the silence. "The Eclipse Syndicate. What do they want with Asteria?" Jackson, the brilliant strategist, shakes his head. "It's not just Asteria. They're orchestrating chaos across the galaxy. Corax was just a pawn in their game." Allura's eyes narrow. "We need to know more. We need to find out what the Syndicate is planning and stop them before it's too late." Lyora, the empath and medic, speaks up. "We also need to be careful. The Syndicate has eyes and ears everywhere. If they know we're onto them, they'll come after us." Soren, the enigmatic former soldier, adds, "We need to gather intelligence. Find out who their key players are and what their next move will be." Allura nods. "Very well. Mara, Lyora, and Riker, I need you to dig deeper into the Syndicate's operations. Find any information you can. Jackson, Kale, and Soren, start planning our next move. We need to be ready for whatever comes our way." As the team disperses to carry out their tasks, Allura remains at the table, her mind racing. The revelation about the Eclipse Syndicate changes everything. They are no longer just fighting to restore peace to individual planets. They are fighting to save the entire galaxy from a shadowy organization that seeks to control it. Over the next few days, the Omega Lords work tirelessly to gather information and plan their next move. Mara and Lyora hack into secure networks, uncovering clues about the Syndicate's operations. Riker uses his contacts to gather intel from the underworld. Jackson, Kale, and Soren devise strategies to counter the Syndicate's influence. One evening, as the team gathers in the briefing room, Mara presents her findings. "We've traced the Syndicate's operations to a hidden base on a planet called Nyx. It's a desolate world on the edge of the galaxy, perfect for the Syndicate's clandestine activities." Kale steps forward, his eyes fixed on the holographic map of Nyx. "We need to infiltrate that base, find out what they're planning, and put an end to their operations." Allura nods. "We'll need to move quickly and quietly. The Syndicate has resources and connections that we can't afford to underestimate." As the Omega Lords prepare for their mission to Nyx, they know that the stakes are higher than ever. The Eclipse Syndicate is a formidable enemy, and their plans could have catastrophic consequences for the galaxy. But the Omega Lords are determined to stop them, no matter the cost. The journey to Nyx is fraught with danger. The Omega Lords navigate through treacherous asteroid fields and avoid detection by the Syndicate's surveillance systems, As they approach the planet, they can see the hidden base nestled in a vast, barren desert. The base is heavily fortified, with advanced defenses and a large contingent of soldiers. The Omega Lords know that their mission will not be easy, but they are ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. They are united by a common goal: to bring peace to the galaxy and stop the Eclipse Syndicate from plunging it into chaos. As the Aegis descends towards the surface of Nyx, the team gathers in the briefing room for a final strategy session. Alara stands at the head of the table, her expression resolute. "We know the risks, but we also know what's at stake," she says, her voice filled with determination. "We are the Omega Lords, and we will not stand idly by while the galaxy burns. Let's show the Eclipse Syndicate that they are not invincible." The room falls silent as the Omega Lords prepare for the mission ahead. They know that the journey to Nyx is just the beginning. The real challenge lies ahead, and they must be ready to face it. Together, they are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos. The Aegis descends through the atmosphere of Nyx, a desolate planet on the edge of the galaxy. The surface is a barren wasteland, with towering sand dunes and relentless winds. The hidden base of the Eclipse Syndicate lies nestled in a vast, lifeless desert, its presence masked by advanced cloaking technology. As the Omega Lords approach the base, they know that their mission will be their most dangerous yet. The Eclipse Syndicate is a formidable enemy, with resources and connections that make them a significant threat. The team is determined to infiltrate the base, gather intelligence, and put an end to the Syndicate's operations. Before they can proceed, Alara calls for a final strategy session. The Omega Lords gather in the briefing room, their expressions serious and focused. Alara stands at the head of the table, her eyes scanning the holographic map of the Syndicate's base. "We know the risks," Alara begins, her voice steady. "The Eclipse Syndicate is not an enemy to be underestimated. Their base is heavily fortified, and they have eyes and ears everywhere. We need to be smart, and we need to be fast." Jackson, the strategist, steps forward. "We'll need to split into two teams. One team will infiltrate the base and gather intelligence, while the other provides support and distraction. I recommend Alara Kale, and I take point on the infiltration. Soren, Riker, and Mara can handle the support and distraction. Leora, the empath and medic, adds, "I'll stay with the Aegis and be ready to provide medical assistance if needed. We need to be prepared for anything." The team nods in agreement, each member knowing their role and the importance of their mission. As they prepare to disembark, Alara addresses the team one last time. "Remember why we fight. We are the Omega Lords, and we will not stand idly by while the galaxy burns. Stay sharp, stay focused, and watch each other's backs. We can do this." With a final nod, the Omega Lords split into their teams and prepare for the mission ahead. Alara, Kale, and Jackson move towards the base, their advanced combat suits blending seamlessly with the environment. Soren, Riker, and Mara remain on the Aegis, ready to provide support and distraction. As the infiltration team approaches the base, they encounter the first line of defense, a series of automated turrets and drones. Kale takes the lead, using his combat skills to disable the turrets, while Jackson provides cover fire. Alara moves forward, her energy sword glowing brightly as she takes out the drones one by one. Inside the base, the team faces a series of obstacles designed to slow their progress. They navigate through a labyrinth of corridors and rooms, each filled with traps and heavily armed soldiers. Jackson's tactical mind allows him to anticipate the enemy's movements, while Kale and Alara's combat skills make them formidable opponents. As they move deeper into the base, they uncover a shocking revelation. The Eclipse Syndicate is not just a group of criminals. They are a highly organized and powerful organization, with connections to high-ranking officials within the United Planetary Federation. The Syndicate's ultimate goal is to destabilize the galaxy and seize control, using chaos and fear as their weapons. The team realizes that they cannot succeed alone. They need allies, former enemies who share their goal of restoring peace to the galaxy. Alara makes a difficult decision. They must form an uneasy alliance with a faction of space pirates and a group of rogue AI, both of whom have a vested interest in stopping the Syndicate. The Omega Lords send a message to the space pirates and the rogue AI, offering a temporary truce and a chance to strike back at the Syndicate. To their surprise, both groups agree to the alliance, recognizing the threat the Syndicate poses to their own interests. As the Omega Lords prepare to join forces with their new allies, they know that the journey ahead will be fraught with danger and betrayal. But they also know that they are not alone. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will stop at nothing to bring peace to the galaxy. The Omega Lords and their new allies gather at a hidden location, preparing for their coordinated assault on the Eclipse Syndicate's stronghold. The atmosphere is tense, but there is a sense of unity and determination among the group. Alara addresses the combined forces, her voice filled with resolve. We face a formidable enemy, but we also have a chance to make a difference. We are united by a common goal: to stop the Eclipse Syndicate and restore peace to the galaxy. Let's show them that they are not invincible. The combined forces nod in agreement, their expressions resolute. They know that the journey ahead will be fraught with danger, but they also know that they are not alone. Together, they are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos. As the Omega Lords and their allies prepare for the final assault on the Eclipse Syndicate's stronghold, they know that the stakes are higher than ever. The fate of the galaxy rests in their hands, and they are ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The combined forces of the Omega Lords, space pirates, and rogue AI gather at the hidden location, their eyes fixed on the distant silhouette of the Eclipse Syndicate's stronghold. The tension in the air is palpable, but there is also a sense of unity and determination. They know that the battle ahead will be their most challenging yet, but they are ready to face it together. Alara stands at the forefront of the assembled troops, her energy sword glowing softly in the dim light. "We have come far," she begins, her voice carrying a mix of resolve and hope. "We have faced countless challenges and emerged stronger each time. Today, we stand on the brink of a battle that will determine the fate of our galaxy. We are united by a common goal: to stop the Eclipse Syndicate and restore peace." The assembled forces murmur in agreement, their expressions resolute. The space pirates, led by their charismatic Captain Hawk, nod in respect. The rogue AI, represented by the sentient ship Valkyrie, emit a series of reassuring beeps and hums. Alara continues, "We know the risks, but we also know that we are not alone. We have forged an alliance, and together, we are stronger than any enemy we face. Let us show the Eclipse Syndicate that their reign of terror ends today." With a final nod, the combined forces set off towards the Syndicate's stronghold. The journey is fraught with danger, but the team moves with precision and determination. They navigate through treacherous terrain, avoiding detection by the Syndicate's surveillance systems. As they approach the heavily fortified base, the tension in the air reaches a boiling point. The Eclipse Syndicate's stronghold is a massive, imposing structure, its surface covered in advanced defensive systems. Automated turrets and drones patrol the perimeter, ready to engage any intruders. The Omega Lords and their allies know that they must move quickly and decisively to breach the defenses. Alara leads the charge, her energy sword slicing through the first wave of drones. Jackson and Kale provide cover fire, their advanced weapons dispatching the turrets with deadly accuracy. Soren and Riker move with the space pirates, using their combat skills to disable the base's outer defenses. Mara and the rogue AI, led by Valkyrie, hack into the base's systems, disabling key security measures and creating openings for the team to exploit. As the combined forces breach the perimeter, they face fierce resistance from the Syndicate's elite soldiers. The battle is intense and brutal, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The Omega Lords and their allies fight with determination, their combined skills and teamwork giving them the edge. Inside the base, the team encounters a series of traps and obstacles designed to slow their progress. Automated defenses, hidden explosives, and heavily armed soldiers await at every turn. Jackson's tactical mind allows him to anticipate the enemy's movements, while Kale and Elara's combat skills make them formidable opponents. As they move deeper into the base, the team uncovers a shocking revelation. The Eclipsed Syndicate has developed a powerful new weapon, capable of causing widespread destruction across the galaxy. The weapon, known as the Dark Nexus, is housed in the heart of the stronghold, protected by the Syndicate's most advanced defenses. The Omega Lords and their allies know that they must disable the Dark Nexus at all costs. They push forward, their determination unwavering. The final assault on the Dark Nexus is a fierce and brutal battle, with both sides fighting with everything they have. In the heart of the stronghold, Elara and her team face off against the Syndicate's leader, a shadowy figure known only as the Architect. The Architect is a brilliant strategist and a formidable opponent, armed with advanced technology and a ruthless determination. "You think you can stop us?" The Architect sneers, his eyes cold and calculating. "The Dark Nexus is the key to our power. With it, we will control the galaxy." Elara steps forward, her energy sword glowing brightly. "We will not let you destroy the galaxy. This ends now." The final showdown is intense and brutal, with both sides fighting with everything they have. The Architect's advanced weaponry proves to be a formidable challenge, but the Omega Lord's combined skills and determination give them the edge. In the end, it is Elara's resolve and courage that give her the upper hand. She manages to disarm the Architect and disable the Dark Nexus, preventing the Syndicate from unleashing its destructive power. As the Omega Lords and their allies emerge victorious, they take control of the stronghold, dismantling the Syndicate's operations and freeing any remaining prisoners. The people of the galaxy begin to breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the threat of the Eclipse Syndicate has been neutralized. Back on the Aegis, the team reflects on their mission. They know that the journey ahead will still be fraught with danger, but they also know that they have made a significant difference. Together, they have shown that even the darkest threats can be overcome with unity and determination. "We did it," Elara says, her voice filled with pride. "We stopped the Eclipse Syndicate and prevented a catastrophe. But our mission is far from over. There are still many who need our help." The Omega Lords nod in agreement, their determination unwavering. They are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos, and they will not rest until peace is restored. Together, they set a new course, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. With the Eclipse Syndicate defeated and the Dark Nexus dismantled, the Omega Lords emerge as heroes of the galaxy. The once formidable threat that loomed over countless worlds has been neutralized, and a sense of cautious optimism begins to spread across the stars. However, the victory comes at a great cost, both in lives lost and in the toll it takes on the Omega Lords themselves. As the dust settles, they must grapple with the consequences of their actions and decide what comes next. The Aegis returns to its hidden base, Elysium, carrying not only the Omega Lords, but also representatives from their former enemies, the Space Pirates and the Rogai. The journey back is filled with a mix of relief and uncertainty. The bonds forged in battle have created an uneasy alliance, but the future remains unclear. Upon their arrival at Elysium, the Omega Lords gather in the briefing room, their expressions a mix of exhaustion and resolve. Elara stands at the head of the table, her eyes scanning the faces of her comrades. "We have achieved something remarkable," she begins, her voice carrying a note of pride. "We have shown the galaxy that even the darkest threats can be overcome when we stand together." Jackson, the strategist, leans forward, his expression thoughtful. "But our work is far from done. The Eclipse Syndicate was just one symptom of a larger problem. The United Planetary Federation is in disarray, and there are still many who suffer." Leora, the empath and medic, adds, We need to help rebuild, not just physically, but also by restoring trust and unity among the planets. Riker, the former soldier, nods in agreement. We can't just walk away. We need to ensure that the peace we fought for is sustained. Alara looks around the table, her mind racing with possibilities. We have a choice to make. We can either accept positions of power within the New Order, helping to guide the galaxy towards a brighter future, or we can continue our mission as Guardians, stepping in where we are needed most. The room falls silent as the Omega Lords consider their options. Each member knows that the decision they make will shape the course of their lives and the future of the galaxy. After a moment, Soren, the enigmatic former soldier, breaks the silence. We have always been at our best when we are free to act. I believe we should continue as Guardians, ready to respond to threats as they arise. Mara, the master hacker, adds, we have the skills and the resources to make a real difference. We can help rebuild, but we should remain flexible and ready to act. Alara nods, her expression resolute. Very well. We will continue as the Omega Lords, Guardians of the Galaxy. But we will also work to support the rebuilding efforts, ensuring that the peace we fought for is lasting. With their decision made, the Omega Lords set to work. They begin by reaching out to the planets most affected by the Eclipse Syndicate's reign of terror, offering aid and support. The space pirates, led by Captain Hawk, agree to help with reconstruction efforts, using their resources and skills to rebuild infrastructure. The rogue AI, represented by the sentient ship Valkyrie, offer their technological expertise to help restore communications and security systems. As the months pass, the Omega Lords travel from planet to planet, helping to rebuild and restore order. They encounter numerous challenges along the way, from political unrest to lingering threats from remnants of the Syndicate. But through it all, they remain united by their common goal, to bring peace to the galaxy. One day, as the Omega Lords gather on Elysium to discuss their next steps, Alara reflects on their journey. We have come far, she says, her voice filled with a mix of pride and humility. We have faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger each time. But our work is never truly done. There will always be threats, and there will always be those in need. The team nods in agreement, their expressions resolute. They know that their mission is far from over, but they also know that they have made a significant difference. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they will not rest until peace is restored. As the Omega Lords set a new course, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead, they do so with a renewed sense of purpose. They are the Guardians of the Galaxy, united by a common goal, and driven by a shared desire to make a difference. The journey ahead may be fraught with danger, but they are ready to face it together, knowing that they are the last hope for a galaxy on the brink of chaos. In the end, the Omega Lord's legacy is not just one of battles won and enemies defeated, but of a galaxy slowly healing and finding its way back to peace. And as they continue their mission, they do so with the knowledge that their journey is far from over, but their resolve remains unshaken.